And we are back to half two of the Dallas Derby Devils taking on the Mad Rollin Dolls. Score 92-94. We are right back into the action. K Carnage jabbing for Dallas up against Black Velvet for Mad Rollin Dolls.
Almost 20 seconds into jam number one. Still no lead jammer. Only 2 points separate these two teams. Lead jammer going to Mad Rollin Dolls with Black Velvet. Just a quick apology. Just having a little difficulty with the stream, but we are back and rolling. Happy to have you with us. If you are just joining us, this is the second half of our second semifinal game. Mad Rollin Dolls taking on Dallas Derby Devils. Winner goes on to face Sacramento Roller Derby in the championship game at 6 p.m. Central Time, while the loser will move on to face Calgary in Game 10 tomorrow at noon Central Standard Time.
Thank you very much, Adam Baum. I am Rich Mahogany sitting alongside you. And as you said, we've apparently, some of you have been watching all week and may have noticed a theme that the stream's been going up and down a little bit. It turns out that it's been happening around the halves. We believe it's happening since we're on a wireless access point. Since a lot of people are jumping on their phone, kind of kills their connection. Once we restart it, everything's hunky-dory. And we are back in the action. Adam, what's going on?
Jam 2, Bailey Wheat taking on Dark Horse. Mad Rollin Dolls did secure 4 points in the previous jam, retaking the lead, 2 points over Dallas. Right now, Dark Horse, your lead jammer. Bailey Wheat stuck there in turn number one. Of course, right as I say it, she gets right out, and, you know, we're moving right along.
Announcer curse is real, my friend. Announcer curse is real. We've got one blocker in the box for Dairyland Dolls, empty for the Army of Darkness. Jam will end. Waiting for confirmation on the score. That'll be 3 points up for Mad Rollin Dolls, holding Dallas down to 0.
Mad Rollin Dolls, 2 timeouts in the bank to Dallas's 1. Of course, we're right here at the beginning of the half, so each team has their official review remaining. I apologize. And moving into jam number 3, looks like it's going to be Bourbon Barbie taking on Lady Hoo-Ha. 4-3 pack advantage in favor of Dallas right here in jam 3.
Lady Hoo-Ha tressed in the seam in the middle, not finding any air there, but she does almost finds daylight on the inside. Knocked to the inside by number 235 for Dallas. That's going to be Guillotine Grace.
Right as that happens, Bourbon Barbie finds her mark in turn number 1, picks up lead jammer, flies around the track, now rejoined with the pack there, moving now into turn number 2.
Penalty box empty, both teams at full strength. Lady Hoo-Ha not yet completing her initial pass. Bourbon Barbie up towards the front, only 2 blockers to beat. One hit wonder drives her to the outside, but she gets right back in. She will beat Kentucky Fried Carnage for a grand slam up for Dallas. Lady Hoo-Ha now gets out of the pack, completing her initial pass.
Bourbon Barbie signaling the Dallas blockers, and that pack speeds all the way around. Now they're coming into turn number 2 down the front stretch.
Jam will be called. 2 points on that pass for Dallas, bringing their score total for that jam to 7. That'll take them over the century mark, overtaking Mad Rollin Dolls 101-99.
4 lead changes so far. I'm sorry, actually 5 lead changes because there was one in the first jam of this half. This is everything I wanted from this game.
This has been utterly beautiful to watch.
That was beautiful, my friend. I'm just going to take a moment of silence. I'll let you call this jam out of respect.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you are a gentleman and a scholar. We've got Mouse jamming for the Mad Rollin Dolls going up against Bazooka Bubblebum. No lead jammer yet decided. Of course, once again, announcer says something hasn't happened. The opposite occurs. Bazooka Bubblebum is your lead jammer. Mouse up at the front with 1 to beat. She does get through, completing that initial pass. Dallas will lose a single blocker to the box. Up at the front, Bazooka Bubblebum only 1 to beat. She does get around. Her bench screams, call the jam for the love of all that is holy and good in Derby. Call the jam. Mouse does end up picking up 2 points, 4 points total for Dallas. That'll be a 2-4 jam. Dallas in the lead with 105 to Mad Rollin Dolls, 101.
The point differential here in the second half has not rose greater than 5 points. Now, we are only 4 jams in, but these 2 teams are slugging it out here on the track. Next up is going to be jam number 4. I can see Black Velvet on the line right next to Bailey Wheat. 4-3 pack advantage in favor of I almost said Sacramento again. Mad Rollin Dolls, but it's Bailey Wheat coming through for lead jammer. Black Velvet hot on her heels.
Right pack really picking up the speed, just racing around. We got Madison trying to take position up at the front. They've managed to isolate a single blocker, but the rest of them are all coming up. That pack is just going to speed right back up around turn 4.
Fast pack is exactly what Bailey Wheat wants. She's able to twist in and out of those skaters. 4 points on the board for Dallas. That's Dallas's 3rd lead jam in a row.
So a little reminder for those of you who may have not caught the first half, in which case, shame on you. But or maybe you just have a bad memory, like me. Taking a look at the penalty side of things, we've got Dallas with 25 penalties, Mad Rollin Dolls with 18. On the Dallas side of things, Juicebox with 6, so she is the only one in danger of fouling out. Next one behind her is Anita Riot with 4. On the Dairyland Dolls side of things, Hello Sailor has 3. Everybody else for both teams, 2, 1, or 0.
5 seconds into jam number 6. Bourbon Barbie wearing the star for Dallas right next to Dark Horse. 101-109, Dallas in the lead. Both teams of the full complement of blockers on the track. Dark Horse able to push the Dallas line all the way into the end of turn number 1, and she breaks through, picking up lead jammer right there in turn 2.
Dallas will lose their pivot to the box. That'll be and another blocker off now. Only 2 blockers on the track for Dallas. Full strength is the pack for Mad Rollin Dolls.
Dallas has the strength, Dallas has the talent to win this game, but they're not going to be able to do that in the penalty box.
And now the 3rd blocker for Dallas will report to the box.
That's going to let Dark Horse really run away with this one. That is 5 points on the board, and then another scoring pass right there. Looks like War Kitten is signaling 4 points. Yep, 9 on the board, and that, my friends, is another lead change. 110-109, Mad Rollin Dolls now back in the lead.
I'm going to take this brief moment to shout out to one of the other amazing sponsors for Clover Cup 2018. I'd like to shout it out to Anabolic Skate, Anabolic Skate Company, Train to Rain. They have the Gentry Series wheels, patented Vanguard, urethane paired with a lightweight nylon hub, giving you the speed, grip, and edging that you need to reign over the competition.
Right now it's Jam 7. Bailey Wheat taking on Jocelyn Hell. Jocelyn Hell flies around Jet to pick up lead jammer right off the line. Now it's a jammer foot race to get back around. Micro pack situation moving down onto the front stretch. And Jocelyn Hell's going to call that jam dead. Donuts for both teams.
Penalty box situation not changing here. We've got 2 in the box for Dallas, 1 for Mad Rollin Dolls. Looks like Mad Rollin Dolls will be sending up Lady Hoo-Ha to jam in the white up against number 1010. That is 1010 Bazooka Bubble Bomb for the Army of Darkness.
Bazooka Bubble Bomb, definitely one to watch out for. She has so much strength, you don't really see it coming until she pushes an entire blocker line to the middle of the track so she can get by.
As she is starting to do in the back here, it will get broken up at the back. In the meantime, Lady Hoo-Ha out first, but gets a high block penalty. That'll be off to the penalty box. She goes power jam, Bazooka Bubble Bomb.
Bazooka Bubble Bomb picks up lead jammer there at the end of turn number 1, flying around the track. Now she's getting some assist from the Dallas blockers. The pack moving down onto the front stretch. Bazooka Bubble Bomb shakes off 1 hit, moving into turn number 3, shakes off 2 and 3 hits. She comes through on a scoring pass, calls off the jam, 5 points for Dallas. And that's is another lead change.
So up to 5, technically 6, depending on how you're counting these things. What an incredible match. Still only 4 points separating these teams. What an incredible contest.
You know, I'm really starting to think that on these teams' list of goals, number 1, win the game and move on to the championship game. Number 2, give Adam a heart attack.
I'm right there with you, my friend. I feel like I've had several just sitting here.
Jam number 9 underway. Lady Hoo-Ha taking on Bourbon Barbie. Mad Rollin Dolls down by 1 blocker here at the beginning of this jam. Lead jammer, Bourbon Barbie.
With this, Lady Hoo-Ha starts the jam in the penalty box. She is now released, both teams at full strength. Hoo-Ha connects with the back of the pack, driving the blocking force of Dallas up into the front. Teams mix and mingle.
I do apologize. That was actually a power start. Lady Hoo-Ha had the star in her hand in the penalty box. Need to look out for that.
Well, she's a tricky, tricky jammer. She does get through. Going to force the call off after... That's a 5-point scoring pass up for Dallas. Score now, Madison 110, Dallas 119. 20 minutes remaining to play.
Oddly enough, the largest point differential we've seen in the second half of this game. Previously, the highest was 8 points at the end of jam number 5. But right now on the jam line, we have Mouse next to K Carnage. Mouse, 22 points so far in this game. K Carnage, 14 points. Dallas with only 3 blockers on the track to Mad Rollindal's 4. And let's see what happens.
Mouse trying to stay on the outside.
Track cut on K Carnage. Mouse, your lead jammer, now on the power jam for the Dairyland Dolls.
Great situation here for the Dairyland Dolls. As you said, the jammer is in the box for Dallas, as well as the pivot and 1 blocker. So we've only got 2 blockers on the track. They cannot hold Mouse back. She will get through for a grand slam.
We said this not too long ago. Dallas has the strength and the talent to win this, but you can't do it from the penalty box, and this jam is the perfect example of it. 2 blockers, now 3 blockers on the track, but Mouse shaken off that hit from Jet, and that is not an easy feat to accomplish.
Oh, it was incredible. Like the way she just pivoted her feet, jumped right by, even though her legs almost seemed to clip. Very slick movements there by Mouse. We do have K Carnage now out in the pack, has re-donned the star. Coming around.
Mouse has picked up 10 points, waiting on the final score. Looks like 3 more, 13 points. That is another lead change, my friends. Mad Rollin Dolls now in the lead, 123 to 119, 4 points. Only 4 points. Not even a full Grand Slam separates these 2 teams.
Oh, this is madness, madness. And please, again, we would love to hear from you. Hashtag at us at Clover Cup 2018. Hashtag Talk2WFTDA. Express your feelings, because we certainly can't. Getting back down to the action on the track. Black Velvet through to take lead jam for Mad Rollin Dolls, going up against Bailey Wheat for Dallas Dirty Devils. Going to see Lip Smacker heading to the box as a blocker for Mad Rollin Dolls. We now see Bailey Wheat through on her initial.
Black Velvet locked up there at the end of turn number 1. Moving into turn number 2, but she does call off that jam. Looks like 3 points. Yep, that is 3 points going to Mad Rollin Dolls, extending their lead to 7.
Yeah, I have to agree with Twitter user Hardcore here. It is maddening to keep track of all these score changes. Thankfully, we have some amazing tracking software here telling us exactly how many it has been.
Right now, Jam 12, Bazooka Bubble Bum on the line for Dallas. Dark Horse wearing the star for the Mad Rollin Dolls. Pack moving into turn number 2. Bazooka Bubble Bum was out front, but then she got in the recycle bag right there. Breaking around the Mad Rollin Dolls 4-wall. Bazooka Bubble Bum, your lead jammer. Now Dark Horse hot on her heels. The pack flying around. Now coming through turns 1 and 2 and back onto the front stretch.
Dark Horse slowly inching away, gaining ground on Bazooka Bubble Bum. And now we have jammer contact. Looks like they're just barely outpacing the pack. Bazooka Bubble Bum just saying, okay, we've blown enough time. We've got our blocker out of the box. Let's call that jam.
Exactly what I was thinking myself there. Are you in my head? What's going on here?
I mean, no. just don't itch the back of your neck.
Wait, what? Right now, Jam 13 coming up. Still only 7 points divide these 2 teams. That's going to be Bourbon Barbie on the line for Dallas.
And we've got Mouse on the line for Mad Rollin Dolls.
Both teams back to full power here. 15 seconds into Jam 13, and it is just a mass of human beings there on the backstretch.
Number 127, Miss Hercules, will go off to the box for the Dallas Derby Devils.
Bourbon Barbie forced to the inside, up on the toe stops, but now she is faced with a very strong 4-wall from the Dairyland Dolls, down to 3. Dallas loses their pivot. Anita Riot to the box, down to 2 blockers. Planet of the Skates and Myth America doing what they can to slow down Mouse, but that is a very difficult task. And right there, Mouse, your lead jammer.
Bourbon Barbie now out of the pack herself, completing her initial pass. One hit Wanda off to the box as a blocker for Mad Rollin Dolls. Mouse going to call off that jam, picks up 4 points, extending their lead 119 to 130, just under 15 minutes remaining to play in this game.
I need air. I need to breathe.
It's like, I'm so torn. On the one hand, it's like, oh my God, my heart can't take it. I want this game to end. On the other hand, oh my God, this game is so amazing. Please, never, ever end. I think eventually the skaters would like it to end, though. It probably skating for hours and hours and maybe days and days on end probably gets a little exhausting.
Bit of a micro-pack situation at the beginning of Jam 14. Each team down by 1 blocker. Bailey Wheat taking on Black Velvet. It's going to be Bailey Wheat out first for lead jammer.
Black Velvet now emerges from the pack, but up on the outside is lost that number. I believe that was Guillotine Grace knocking her to the outside.
Bailey Wheat goes one-on-one against Shenanigans. Both of them out of bounds. That's a no pass, no penalty. 4 points on the board for Dallas.
Black Velvet having been reabsorbed into the pack, not out yet. Of course, as I say it, out she goes. That is, and she's going out of the track too, is on a back block penalty. Power jam, Bailey Wheat.
Bailey Wheat, I looked down at my stat tracker for 3 seconds. She's around the track, 9 points on the board, and she has met back up with the Mad Rollin Dolls here at the end of turn number 4. She recycles back into that turn and able to make that scoring pass. 5 more points on the board for Dallas.
Mad Rollin Dolls trying to get together at the front. The jam will be called. They will freeze Black Velvet in the box with less than 10 seconds to serve on her penalty. Oh, my God, Adam.
Another lead change. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but the more I say it, the more excited I get. 3 points separate these two teams. Dallas at 133, Mad Rollin Dolls at 130. Team timeout being called by Dallas, clearly to discuss a bit of strategy.
Well,
but oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, no. Speaking of strategy being called for by Dallas, they currently have 2 blockers that are at 6 penalties, Anita Riot and Juicebox. That everybody else, for both teams, you've got, well, I'm sorry, I lied a little bit. Lip Smacker over on the side of the Dairyland Dolls has 4. Everybody else is at 3 or less. And actually quite a few zeros out there for the penalties.
Yeah, now, Juicebox earned all 6 of those penalties in the first half, whereas Anita Riot earned 4 and then 2 in this half. But having 2 of your most powerful blockers at 6 penalties, not really where you want to be with 13:22 left on the clock.
Well, that is an eternity on the track. It is going to be hard to not want to play those blockers, but they're going to have to with the game this close. You can't give Dairyland Dolls an inch.
Now, on the jam line, that's going to be Bazooka Bubble Bomb on the power start for Jam 15. Dallas looking to extend that point differential to where it once was. I think we maxed out about 28 points that Dallas was ahead in the first half, but not working out for her at this moment. Bazooka Bubble Bomb forced to the outside as to recycle back onto the backstretch. And we are back to 10 Skater Derby for just a moment before Guillotine Grace is lost to the penalty box.
Black Velvet gets through to take lead jam for the Dairyland Dolls, and a power jam as Bazooka Bubble Bum is now sent out to the box on a forearm. Black Velvet with only 2 blockers to beat. She gets around. That's going to be a grand slam.
Hey Rich.
Hey,
that's another lead change.
Are we taking drinks at this point? Because I would be smashed. If any of you at home are drinking at every
that would be a fantastic game for this game here.
Yeah, it's like I both pity you and have the utmost respect for your commitment.
We've got 12
derby.
minutes left. Y'all go grab it now. Let's get this thing going. And be sure to tweet us. Hashtag Clover Cup 2018. Hashtag talk to the number 2 WFTDA. Let us know how you're doing at home, because we have an official review being called by Dallas.
You know what? I think in order to break in the action, let's talk about some sponsors.
I think we might have broken our producer, RPG. She's got to take her headphones off. But it's a good time. We're on an official review. Let's talk about some of these sponsors here. Y'all be sure to check out Adam Skates. Savant wheels by Adam are lighter, stronger, and have one of the smoothest rolls that money can buy. 10% off any Savant purchase as a Clover Cup special when you visit the Resurrection booth for all your Adam needs. Now, Adam the skate, not Adam the announcer, not me. Different Adam.
So which came first, the Atom or the Atom?
You know, actually, I don't know. I need to look into it. I'm going to go ask them after this game.
Yeah, well, and if they were, like, if nothing else, maybe they should sponsor you.
Hey, now.
Or you sponsor
them.
Now
we're wait, hold on. Wait a second. That turned quick. Another shout-out to one of our Clover Cup 2018 sponsors, Pro Design Incorporated. They've been manufacturing world-class custom knee pads, elbow pads, and wrist guards for your protective needs. Be sure to check them out, prodesign.com, and order yours today. What a game, Rich. My heart. I don't know if I can take another 12 minutes of this. But I want to so much.
I mean, like, the official reviews and the timeouts are almost merciful. You know, sometimes you're like, oh, I want to get back in the action. It's like, I need a break. I need a moment. So we are just now getting an update on the status of this official review. Adam, what do you got for us?
Okay, so that was an official review called by the Dallas Derby Devils. They were looking for a back block on the Mad Rollin Dolls jammer, but you know what? The no call is going to stand, and that is Dallas's last opportunity to stop the clock in this game. They have no more timeouts. They have no more official reviews. So for the next 12 minutes, it's do or die for Dallas.
Mad Rollin Dolls sitting with 2 of their team timeouts and their official reviews as we get into this next jam. Dark Horse jams for Dairyland Dolls up against Bazooka Bubble Bum for the Army of Darkness. Dark Horse up at the front of the pack with only 2 blockers to beat as they come around turn 2. She will get by. That is lead jam for Dark Horse and the Dairyland Dolls.
That is their 22nd lead jam in the, 21st lead jam in this game. Bazooka Bubblebum trying that outside line here in turn 3, not able to stick it, but she was able to come back on as the blocker also went out of bounds. That completes the initial pass for Dallas.
That blocker, Hello Sailor, will go off to the penalty box right as the jam is called. Dairyland Dolls pick up 2 points on that pass. 9 points now separating these teams, 133 to 142 in favor of the Mad Rollin Dolls. Whew. Okay, yeah, let's take a beat on that.
I'm just taking a moment, taking it all in, taking a breath.
So we are going to see Bourbon Barbie taking the line for Dallas in the black, up against Mouse for the Dairyland Dolls in the white. And it seems like they're taking, they feel similarly to us, just kind of pressing against each other. Like the pack just sits there hugging it out. It's like, some game, guys, some game. So the pack not really. All right, so now we have Bourbon Barbie out towards the front. She is knocked to the outside, recycled to the back of the pack by Thrill Show. Mouse still pushing away. Neon up at the front trying to play a little bit of passive offense, but ends up not being able to do it. Has to. Oh, a high block on Bourbon Barbie will send her to the box. It's a power jam for Dairyland Dolls. Mouse is out for lead jam.
Mouse, not one of those jammers you want to give a power jam to, but alas, here we are with just over 10 minutes remaining on the clock.
Dairyland Dolls getting up there to play a little bit of offense, trying to break up the Dallas defense, but they are holding strong, having to just peel blockers one by one.
Mouse out front, all locked up. In turn number 4, she says she's had enough, calls off that jam. It's going to be 5 points on the board, extending their lead to 14 over Dallas.
Definitely a smart call off there as she was starting to have a lot of trouble getting through on that next pass, and the Dallas jammer with only seconds left on the penalty to serve now standing in the box. So we get a fresh set of skaters out there. Black Velvet going to be wearing the star. That's Bazooka Bubblebum starting from the box.
You know, taking a look at the hashtag Talk to WFTDA feed, I can't help but agree with you, Lumberjerk Face. With how close this game is, it is going to be difficult for Dallas now that they have no way to stop the clock. However, I don't know about you, Rich. I really can't think of a Dallas timeout that they did not use that was not incredibly useful for them. Most importantly, the one that they took at the end of the first half.
Oh, most definitely. Getting back down to the action on the track, Black Velvet has taken lead jam for the Dairyland Dolls. Leaps the apex for a grand slam. They will lose their pivot. Shenanigans to the box. 2 blockers in the box for Dallas.
This is Mad Rollin Dolls' 4th lead jam in a row, and they are running away with it right here. Another scoring pass from Black Velvet. 4 more points on the board.
Another blocker pivot for Dallas will head off to the box as one is released. So Dallas still with 2 blockers in the box.
Fisher and Planet of the Skates on the track, trying to do what they can. Very difficult when you've got 3 opposing blockers and a jammer like Black Velvet headed straight for you.
So that will end the jam. And correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, but I believe we are now at the largest point differential we have seen all game with 26 points. Not quite.
Not quite. In the first half, I believe it got up to 28 points, but definitely for sure here in the second half, the biggest point differential we have seen. Right now, it's going to be Jam 19 kicking off. Bazooka Bubblegum on the line right next to...
That is Dark Horse.
Bit of a micro pack. Dallas down by 2 blockers. Rollin Dolls down by 1 at the beginning of this jam. Rollin Dolls back to full power now. Of course, right as I say that, Jocelyn Hell's headed to the box. But it's going to be Bazooka Bubblegum in turn number 2, lead jammer.
And Dark Horse goes and joins, that is Neon in the box. So 1 blocker in the box, 1 jammer in the box. Power jam for Bazooka Bubblegum and the Dallas Dirty Devils. Exactly what they need right now to start turning this game back into their favor. Bazooka up at the front does end up beating the blockers. Calls off the jam, icing Dark Horse in the box.
Dallas's first lead jam in 5 jams. Bazooka Bubblegum, like you said, flying through that pack. There's a bit of a fight there in turn number 3, but she was able to stick it. 5 points on the board, bringing that point differential down to only 21 and giving Bourbon Barbie the power start with a full enforcement of blockers here in Jam 20 coming up.
Dairyland Dolls down a single blocker in the form of Neon, though she is standing in the box. Will be back in the action shortly. Bazooka Bourbon Barbie up at the front now, dealing with the tripod of blockers for Dairyland. They are forced to, they recycle her to the back.
The previous jam was actually also Dallas's first movement on the scoreboard in 5 jams. So let's see if Bourbon Barbie is able to keep that up. It looks like she's going to. Lead jammer going to Dallas there in turn 1.
Several blockers reporting to the box. We've got 1 for Dallas, 1 in the box already for Dairyland Dolls, 1 more reporting. That's going to be a grand slam for Bourbon Barbie.
Dark Horse locked up behind the Dallas 3 wall here. Moving on to the front stretch as Bourbon Barbie laps the track. She gets taken out to the, down to the outside.
Forearm being assessed against number 52 for Dallas. That is Fisher. She will go and spend 30 seconds in the box.
Initial pass completed by Dark Horse. Bourbon Barbie ends Jam 20. And that's going to be 2 more points for the final pass on Dallas's behalf. So it is 159-145 with only 14 points between these two teams.
5 minutes, 30 seconds remain to play. Mouse takes the line up against Bazooka Bubblegum, a matchup we have seen several times already this game. Something tells me it's going to be an exciting one. Dallas does have 2 blockers in the box to start this jam.
It looks like Ms. Hercules released from the box, so Dallas back up to 3 blockers here at the beginning of Jam 21.
Mouse up the front with only 2 blockers to beat. Bazooka recycled to the back of the pack.
And Mouse coming through at the end of turn 1 for lead jammer.
1 blocker each sent to the box for Dallas and Dairyland Dolls. Big spill on the outside of turn 2 for Bazooka Bubblegum. She is back up on the track, cycling in. Mouse around for a grand slam. There goes another 5 points up in the sky for Mouse. Bazooka Bubblegum has passed the star onto the pivot. That is Jet. She activates her powers, putting on that star. Mouse jumps the apex, calls the jam. 4 more points. Jam will end with the penalty box empty. 14-point jam for Mad Rollin Dolls, bringing the point differential up to 27, if my math is correct. 28? My math is announcer math is terrible. I'm useless without screens.
And there's the update on our tracker here. 28
Beautiful.
points. Yeah, nailed it. You like my impromptu jammer activation, powers activation sound?
That has made my jam. Thank you, Adam. Getting down to the next jam, we've got Bourbon Barbie wearing the stars for Dallas, but she's starting from, no, she's not starting from the box. She is out there going against Black Velvet from Mad Rollin Dolls. Mad Rollin Dolls with a single blocker in the box. Multiplayer block is called, but who reports? That will be the pivot, the thrill show for Mad Rollin Dolls. Lead jam goes to Bourbon Barbie for Dallas.
Now, we haven't seen too many very high-scoring jams in this game, but with 3:17 left with a game this close, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen right here. It's going to be Bourbon Barbie on the outside, 5 points on the board.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Dallas working so hard to slow down Black Velvet.
Doing well at that so far. Managed to knock her to the outside and reform at the front.
Sweeping booty, bracing right there. Now going face-to-face with Black Velvet. I apologize. Anita Riot there on the assist, but she gets the multiplayer headed to the box. Now it's one-on-one. Some bridging from Dallas to keep Sweeping Booty in play. Out of play. She's headed to the box. Black Velvet completes the initial pass.
So far, Bourbon Barbie having been held up at the back by Thrill Show and Neon. Knocked to the outside by Thrill Show is going to force the call off.
Bourbon Barbie not happy with the results of that jam, but she is able to get 4 points on the board. 9 total for that jam. 154 to 173. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the clock. And don't forget, Dallas has no way of stopping this clock.
Something worth noting, something that we missed. I'm not sure when it happened. Everything's just been so fast. Anita Riot for Dallas has reached 7 penalties and fouled out of the game. Juicebox still sitting at 6. Fisher, it must have just happened. Yes, it just happened. Getting back into this jam.
And just happened. Jam 23 kicking off less than 5 seconds into it. Dark Horse out front picks up lead jammer Jet. Coming through on the initial. Very small pack, micro pack here on the front stretch. That's going to let Dark Horse fly right through. Backwards skating around Guillotine Grace. 4 points on the board. Jet flying through. 4 points for herself.
Dark Horse now coming around. Dallas just having a real heck of a time getting their blockers together as they come out of the penalty box. They have now reformed. Knock Dark Horse to the ground. Going to force the call off. 4 points picked up in that jam. None on that last pass. Score wash for that jam. We've got... I don't want to say that we've only got time for one more jam because Mad Rollin' Dolls has 3 clock stoppages at their disposal here. They are sitting with a 19-point lead, 1 minute remaining on the period clock.
Right now for what could possibly be the final jam of this game, Dallas sending out Bazooka Bubblebum. She's got 24 points so far in this game. She's going to be taking on Mouse, 58 points so far in this game. Mouse has a 58.3% lead rate, but lead is going to go to Bazooka Bubblebum, who previously was at 42% on the lead jammer race. She is hauling it around the track to try to get as many points as she possibly can before this period comes to a close. Dallas loses Planet of the Skates to the penalty box, and Mouse completes the initial pass. Bazooka Bubblebum forces her way down the inside line. 5 points on the board for Dallas. Dallas down to only 2 blockers here on the track. Myth America and Fisher. Pack speeding up. Mad Rollin' Dolls pushing Dallas line all the way around the track. We've gone all the way around the back, and now back to the front as these jammers chase the blockers. It looks like Mad Rollin' Dolls is doing everything they can to soak up as many seconds here in this jam. The period clock has come to a close. Mouse comes through for 4. Bazooka Bubblebum right behind her waiting on the signal. 5 points on the board for Dallas.
Mouse out in front picks up 4 points on that last pass. As you said, grand slam up for Bazooka Bubblebum. Pack just has not stopped rushing around turns 1 and 2. Dairyland Dolls taking position up in front, stopping. Mouse around the outside gets through. That is going to be 4 points up for Dairyland Dolls. Bazooka Bubblebum knocked to the outside, but then finds that inside lane open, but runs into Neon.
Bit of musical chairs there in the penalty box, but now Dallas with 3 blockers. Looks like Mad Rollin' Dolls with 3 as well. And that is going to do it for this jam. The period clock has run out. I need some more oxygen. Oxygen, please, to the NYTEX Sports Center here in North Richland Hills as Mad Rollin' Dolls have unofficially defeated the Dallas Derby Devils 187 to 171 in one hell of a matchup.
Oh, Adam, this has been an absolutely amazing game to call. It was nonstop action front to back. We just, like, the penalties were flying, points going everywhere. I've run out of words. I have run out of words to say how awesome this game has been.
There is the swoopy, the swoopy whistle. That is going to tell us this is official. Ladies and gentlemen, Mad Rollin' Dolls moving on to the championship game tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central against Sacramento Roller Derby. Dallas is going to be moving on to game number 10 at noon Central Time tomorrow versus Calgary. And, man, you know what? Actually, I do have a few words here. So we had mentioned this a few times before, and definitely this was a game all about the score, all about chipping away small gems. There were not too many big, high-flying jams. 9 different lead changes, actually 10 different lead changes. I apologize. I mean, our highest scoring jam was only 20 points, Lady Hoo-Ha, in the first half. Bailey Wheat, 19 for Dallas, highest scoring jam. But really, where I think the story is told is the penalty totals.
Most definitely.
47 for Dallas, where Mad Rollin' Dolls, they were on the track much more often because they only had 33. But you know what? I had a blast. I really hope all of you at home did. I hope Mr. Rich Mahogany did as well.
It was okay.
But that is going to do it for us here in game number 8 at Clover Cup 2018. Y'all hang on, because we do have a few insights, a little interview here on the stream here in just a few moments. And after that, at 8 o'clock Central Time, we have Houston Roller Derby taking on Mad Rollin' Dolls, both B teams. Very exciting. Our B-team game yesterday was phenomenal.
Yeah, and this promises to be another great contest, so stick around. Check out that impending interview with a Mad Rollin' Dolls skater, and stick around and watch that next game. Thank you so much for joining us here at Clover Cup 2018. I have been Rich Mahogany.
And I am Adam Baum. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Welcome back. We are here after the game between Mad Rollin Dolls and Dallas Derby Devils. What an incredibly close contest. Oh, God, it's not on. It is on. Getting anything? Sound yes, sound yes, sound no. No. Okay, we're good. Welcome. Rich Mahogany here at Clover Cup 2018 after the game between the Mad Rollin Dolls and the Dallas Derby Devils. I am here with Mouse. Mouse, what an incredible game. It was so close all game long. I think the highest score differential you guys had throughout the game was 28. After that, it was like 4 and 9 the entire game. What a game.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, it was. I feel the exact same way. So, like you got, I don't even know where to start. It was such a great game. The defense was just really locking down all over the place there. How did you? But it seemed like at times you were having problems, but you made some adjustments at the half. What can you tell me about that?
Well, first of all, thank you to Dallas and all of the volunteers, all the officials here. We know firsthand that hosting a tournament is incredibly hard work, and it takes not just a village, but all the surrounding villages and the village of the greater roller derby world. So thank you, Dallas, for being excellent hosts, for being really super fun, classy opponents on the track. It was just a blast. The positive energy was just electric from the first whistle to the last. There was some banter, there was some smiles, there was definitely a lot of aggression, but that's, in a close game, that's exactly what we love about roller derby. So, I think it just challenged us a lot. Definitely a test of patience at times and a test of wits at times. But, we've been testing each other's patience and wits a lot at practice. So, we felt pretty ready for all of the different things to be thrown at us. We definitely anticipated a lot of fast rush offense from Dallas from what we saw from them yesterday. So we talked a little bit about just, staying tight, not letting their offensive attacks rattle us too much, counter blocking them when we needed to, but ultimately just like owning our space and protecting our space. And Jammer is just like full throttle all the way every chance we get. Never take for granted a second of time that you have on the track. So, that was a challenge too for, how aggressive those blockers were. They took the wind out of us quite a few times. But, that was just our focus going into this game, and I think it paid off.
Well, both teams performed beautifully. It was amazing to watch, and I have no words. I left all of my words back on the stream. But so this means tomorrow you guys move on to the championship game to face off against Sacramento. I'm sure you have many feelings about that.
We couldn't be more excited. I mean, we've been coming into this tournament one game at a time, not necessarily thinking too much about what if this, what if that. We've always had the objective to go all the way. I'm sorry. I'm going home now. So going into this game, especially other opponents, other potentials for outcomes tomorrow came up a few different times, and we were just like, no, we're not going to worry about that yet. We're going to focus on this game and focus all of our energy and our hearts into this game and not worry about a thing until it's over. So now we get to face forward and look at Sacramento. We've been having our eye on them a little bit throughout the weekend. They look amazing. They've got some really great talent throughout their roster, but so do we. So it's going to be a great game.
I cannot wait to see that game. For now, I guess it's time to go and relax. Well, cheer on the B team and then go and relax. So I think that's going to be just about all the time we have. Thank you so much, Mouse, for joining us here. Again, I've been Rich Mahogany here for Clover Cup 2018.
I want to thank UDO 608. I want to thank Rich Mahogany. I want to thank all the wreckers, and I want to thank Roman Candle for hosting this watch party. Hey, guys, your pizza's awesome, and your hospitality is great. Thank you to everybody watching at home. Hi, Donna. I love you. And any other friends that might have tuned in online. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, everybody. I've been Rich Mahogany here at Clover Cup 2018. Stick around for the B game between Houston and the Dairyland Dolls.
MLB The Show 18's Road to
this building season has been Jimmy's longest. He's survived record rain and a supplier that went belly up. So while he's proud to have helped put a roof over the heads
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, again to our final game here on Day 2 of Clover Cup 2018. My name is Shady Hawkins.
And I am P. Armageddon.
And we are going to be bringing to you in this final game Houston Roller Derby Knockouts, the Houston Roller Derby B team, and the Mad Rollin Dolls, the B team. So Mad Rollin Dolls is going to be joining us in blue, Houston joining us in white. Let's introduce you to these rosters.
Here we go. Start with the Mad Rollin Dolls B team. As we said, in blue, number 120, Battle Frog. Number 185, Supernova. Number 1967, Jocelyn Hell. Number 262, Nat Splat. Number 270, Slyanide. Number 273, Crystal Ice Pick. 3006, Bonnie Riot. Number 65, Blanche Devereaux. Number 672, LaMarche Madness. Number 739, Goldman Smacks. Number 750, Whiskey Chaser. Number 7734, Hell Woods. Number 800, Bada Boom Box. 833 is Honey Beast, and 8990 is Frankie Fatale.
And for Houston Roller Derby Knockouts, it's going to be number 2, Twilight, number 200, Lisa Lava, 21, Jekyll and Heidi, 221, Lulu Choppet, number 255, Dynamite Daphne, number 266, Silver Pistol, number 357, Sprint Eastwood, number 5, Hallelujah, number 702, M Appropriate, number 716, Ruby Ridicule, 751, Hot Assets, 808, Hot Mess Express, number 898, Helen Killer, number 929, Dropkick Betty, and number 99, AJ SWAT. And we are just coming up 30 seconds left to go before we hit Derby. So we just got finished watching an incredibly back and forth game between Dallas A-Team and Mad Rollin's A-Team. Mad Rollin moving on, winning that game. They're going to face off against Sacramento tomorrow in our championship game here at Clover Cup. But in the meantime, we're going to see if Mad Rollin's B-Team is willing to pull out that win just like A-Team.
And this is our second B-Team game of the weekend. Of course, we had another B-Team game yesterday.
So B-Team game yesterday between with Dallas Army of Darkness and Houston's B-Team.
Yes. And we're going to line up here. Jam number 1 about to get underway. Looks like Hallelujah with the star for Houston up against Jocelyn Hell for the Mad Rollin Dolls.
And it's going to be Jocelyn Hell out front. Lee Jimmer going first to Mad Rollin Dolls B-Team. On the inside, Hallelujah going to find that line.
Pack moving now through turn number 1. Jocelyn Hell finding a way on the outside. Edges through, picks up the full pass and calls it off, brings home 4 points.
Jocelyn Hell, if I'm not mistaken, also skated on the previous roster for Mad Rollin, playing a little double duty today.
We have a few players like that doing the same thing here. Houston, of course, has a couple skaters as well who skated for their A team earlier today.
Also, yes, I believe Hot Mess Express for Houston is one of those players, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she is. And looks like jamming at this time for Houston, that is going to be number 221, Lulu Choppet. And for Madison, that is going to be number 672, LaMarche Madness.
And out front is going to be...
That is LaMarche Madness, working on the Houston defense up front, trying to sled her way through the front of that field, losing one of the blockers now. Oh, and a power jam situation now for Mad Rollin Dolls.
Lulu Choppet taking a seat in the penalty box along with one of her blockers. So this is going to be an opportunity for Mad Rollin. Mad Rollin continuing that A-team momentum, it seems like, as LaMarche is going to... was tricking, kind of go to the inside, didn't quite find it, so moving to the outside through the apex, is forced to recycle in the inside. Going to find the outside now, one blocker left, and does it. Bounces right off of the shoulder of Hot Assets to come around for a grand slam.
It was a great job by the Mad Rollin Dolls B team blockers to keep Houston from reforming that wall up front to allow her to get through.
LaMarche now looking for a center line as returning to the track now, Lulu Choppet. LaMarche going to go ahead and call it off, not going to allow Lulu even a chance at getting close to the back of that pack. 9-point jam to start this off for jam number 2, bringing the total score, Mad Rollin 13, Houston 0.
Once again, second B team game of the weekend here at 2018 Clover Cup.
Looks like up next for Mad Rollin, number 65, Blanche Devereaux.
And that is Emma Appropriate with the star for Houston.
Emma Appropriate looking to find the inside, toe stopping it through, is pushed out, will have to seat. Comes back in, back around the jam line, going to reapproach, try to find that inside line again, went to the well a little too often, not going to find it. So trying to push up through the center, but a very formidable rotating 4 at the very front of the pack. She finds an outside opening though, and is lead jammer through the apex.
Good job of just breaking apart that rotating wall on the back set up by the Mad Rollin Dolls B team. So Emma Appropriate able to get through now on a scoring pass. Let's see if she can put some points on the board for Houston.
So that's going to be Houston's first lead jammer thus far. A little bit of a star stash action there by Mad Rollin.
Emma Appropriate now just through the middle of the field, just plowing through blockers in blue. Now is going to call that jam off. She will pick up 4 more points, though.
Excellent timing on these call-offs so far by both of these teams.
And last jam brought to you by Fox Rental, proudly celebrating 50 years under the same ownership and providing the Metroplex with the best equipment to complete all events and projects. Fox Rental.
Fox Rental also one of our sponsors for Dallas Derby Devils home season. Definitely appreciative when they extend their generosity to our tournaments that we host.
It looks like Twilight wearing the star number 2 for Houston. And there's 262 Nat Splat jamming for the first time today for Mad Rollin Dolls B team.
I love that name, Nat Splat. It's really fun to say.
Once again, both teams doing very well with their walls early on in the jam.
It looked like there might have been a penalty issued for a back block. That's going to send one of Houston's blockers to the penalty box. Meanwhile, we're still fighting for a lead jammer in the apex, but Houston coming out first. Twilight lead jammer. That apex is really seeming to be the sweet spot for these teams.
It seems like everybody's walls are holding up pretty well to right by that apex in 1 and 2, and then jammers starting to separate and finding that hole to get through for lead.
Silver Pistol trying to catch Twilight, but unable to do so. Twilight, of course, now making it through using a star stash.
The jam is called. 3 points picked up there by Houston, keeping Mad Rollin Dolls B team off the board. So 13-7 lead now for the team in blue.
Mad Rollin being held scoreless the last couple of jams. I think we're going to see a lot of back and forth here. So I know Houston definitely showed up to their game with Dallas for sure. I know that's definitely something that Dallas was not necessarily expecting. So a little bit of a hidden surprise from Houston, and they're definitely coming to play today against Mad Rollin. And if Mad Rollin is kind of double dipping, if you would, to the A team, just like Houston is. So I think we're going to be in for a really back-and-forth game.
I agree. Looks like and one of those double dippers jamming for Houston. There's Hot Mess Express, but she gets knocked to the outside, forced to reset. Jamming for Mad Rolling Dolls B team is Supernova. It looks like lead jammer is going to go to Hot Mess Express.
Hot Mess Express, one of those jammers, 3 times in a row now for Houston. Hot Mess is one of those types of jammers who thrives on endurance. A lot of times she plays games back-to-back. And it doesn't really seem to impede her performance. So there are some of those jammers that, like diesel engines. Once you get them going, they just go forever.
Take a penalty assessed there to one of the blockers for Houston. Meanwhile, Supernova threw for a 4-point pass.
Being sent out back to the track, number 29, Dropkick Betty, going to be in queue for the penalty box.
Maryland Dolls B team now with a blocker advantage. The jam ends 5 points picked up there by Supernova. 4 points for Hot Mess Express.
Hot Mess Express did not look like she wanted to call that jam off with all those blockers in the box for Houston, but may not have had a choice.
Want to remind everybody, if you're listening here at home and you want to join the conversation online, make sure you use our hashtags this year. Hashtag Clover Cup 2018 and also hashtag Talk2WFTDA, watching on the WFTDA.tv, carrying the Clover Cup stream put through the Dallas Derby Devils YouTube. So thank you all for watching.
Right now we're taking an official timeout to kind of sort out the penalty box. It looks like all of the Houston blockers are in queue, rather, if not currently serving for the penalty box. So the box is deciding who is going to return to the track.
I think we're set up now to go here. Jammer matchup looks like number 5 for Houston. That is Hallelujah going up against Jocelyn Hell for Mad Rolling Dolls. Jocelyn Hell quickly out front for lead.
Jocelyn Hell, of course, only having the 1 Houston blocker to contend with. Now 2 Houston blockers returning to the box as Dropkick Betty is sent to the penalty box. Whipping around quickly is Hallelujah, wanting to put pressure on Jocelyn Hell. Jocelyn with a pivot on the inside of turn 2. Gets through, full 4 points, but not before Houston able to put a 3-point score on the board.
That was a good job by Hallelujah to get through the very end there. Slide job coming out of the turn, but able to pick up those points before the jam was called.
Hallelujah definitely pouring on the speed, but on this concrete floor, a lot of players are having to be very, very careful. So a lot of wheel adjustments being made this weekend because there is a very fine kind of layer of dust that we are cleaning this track constantly, but it's really making it extra slick out there.
Here we go, jam number 7 underway. Lulu Choppet up against LaMarche Madness. Lulu Choppet through for lead. Meanwhile, LaMarche Madness dancing through on the inside, makes her initial pass.
Mad Rollin spreading the pack out, increasing pack speed, helping LaMarche to get through. Lulu Choppet pushed to the outside, will recycle back into the apex, going to call it off before LaMarche can put any points up on the board. And we are going to see 2 more points being awarded to Houston. 10-point differential now as we are less than 22 minutes going into jam number 8 for this game.
This is, of course, the last game of the day here for Day 2 at Clover Cup 2018, but a full day ahead of us tomorrow, including our championship game at 6 p.m.
So excited.
Going to be a great, great day to wrap up this great Clover Cup 2018.
And both of the teams playing in that game, Mad Rollin, who just defeated Dallas and Sacramento. Both of those teams I'm super proud of. They've had amazing showings this weekend, especially Sacramento after joining the 2 teams together. So going to be some great derby tomorrow as well as today. Right in front of us, number 707 for Houston. That's M Appropriate. Taking a seat in the penalty box. Power jam now for Blanche Devereaux and Mad Rollin.
There's lead jammer going to be established for Mad Rolling Dolls, number 65, Blanche Devereaux. Now it's the pack sitting outside of turn number 2 as Blanche Devereaux goes to the outside.
Number 99 of Houston. That's AJ Swat taking a seat next to her jammer in the penalty box.
Blanche Devereaux spinning through the pack, now finds a seam on the outside. Scoring pass complete for 5.
Jammer now released, M Appropriate, back on the track for Houston, hitting the back of the pack up the center, now trying to find an inside line, but she is pushed in, will recycle back into turn number 2. Meanwhile, at the front of the pack, Blanche Devereaux moving her way up through the front, just one of those kind of blocking style jammers, the leaners, the hitters. So able to just move people out of her way.
She's got some help too there from Bonnie Riot, one of her blockers helping clear a path. And she will make another pass through the pack. That's a 4-point pickup there for Mad Rolling Dolls B team.
That's another thing we've been seeing, PR, this weekend is some amazing offense from all of these teams, A team, B team, men's, juniors, across the board. Offense is the name of the game.
A couple of quick penalties there for a blocker each for each team. So now each team down to 3 blockers on the track. Houston setting up a nice braced wall in the back. Blanche Devereaux trying to wheel around the ends, but nice rotation by the Houston blockers. No, Emma Appropriate, meanwhile, up front, stashing the star, and now tries to get around on her own set of blockers there for Mad Rolling Dolls.
Again, this apex is really that sweet spot for these jammers to kind of break through, and it's just that narrowness of the turn that both of these teams seem to be able to, alternately, one and then after the other, take advantage of that.
And that last jam was brought to you by our friends at Bont. Build your dream skates on mybonts.com. Bonts, lighter, stronger, and faster.
I think they've got that heavenly heel lock thing.
Ooh.
That just sounds nice.
Sounds
just to say
heavenly.
it.
Sounds heavenly. Also, want to welcome anybody who's just tuning in. This is the 2018 Clover Cup here at the NYTEX Sports Center in North Richland Hills, Texas, hosted by the Dallas Derby Devils. I am P. Armageddon.
And my name is Shady Hawkins, and we are currently at a team timeout called by Houston Roller Derby. This is Houston Roller Derby's B team facing off against Mad Rolling Dolls' B team. We're at 19 minutes and 9 seconds going into jam number 9. And we'd like to take another moment to thank another one of our sponsors for Clover Cup 2018, Pro Designed Inc., manufacturing world-class custom knee pads, elbow pads, and wrist guards for your protective needs, and yours, and yours.
And yours.
You can get them at prodesign.com, where you can order, or I believe there's some floating around in our vendor village. So if you happen to be coming down tomorrow to see this awesome Derby championship game, and all of the other teams that are playing, you can probably snag yourself some here on site, too.
And Clover Cup this year had a couple of historic moments here. We had our first international team playing this year with Calgary coming in, so international team playing here in Clover, and also having our first sanctioned MRDA game.
Indeed. Well, we had TXMRD play last year at Clover Cup, but it was very much kind of a rotational, like round robin sort of a situation. So, and it was actually the last time TXMRD played as a team. So definitely Clover Cup, a tournament of moments.
And a moment on the track right there is we're going to have a penalty assessed to the Mad Rolling Dolls jammer. That is Nat Splat, so that is going to leave a power jam now for Houston. And lead jammer is established. That is Twilight.
Twilight, again, looking like all of these jammers, as soon as they hit the apex, they kind of have that little wobble to them when otherwise they normally wouldn't. And, it really has a lot to do with this floor. And I believe that was a straightaway, quote, air quotes, apex jump?
Pretty much. She kind of hopped in the middle of the straightaway there. Did Twilight, able to stay up on her toe stops and complete it for a scoring pass. Now getting reset after getting knocked to the outside. It's like a couple of blockers coming back to the track now for Mad Rolling Dolls.
Little runway hop there.
Both teams now back to full force as bodies flying in the infield in turn 3. A lot of furious movement going on in the middle of this pack.
Star stash, Nat Splat still hanging on to the star. Hasn't passed it out, but we are going to see a direction penalty come from that. That direction penalty going to fall to number 200. That's Lisa Lava of Houston.
Pat now going back through on the jam line. A little bit of separation now as both teams try to step their walls up. Nat Splat through on the inside on the star stash, though, able to make a pass. That is her initial.
Pivot for Houston now taking a seat, joining her teammate in the penalty box.
That jam is called off, like 3 more points rung up there for Houston. 10-point jam, that'll give them 26, and Mad Rolling Dolls B team at 39.
This seems like almost a mirror image sight from what we were seeing earlier, except instead of Mad Rollin, it was Dallas, and Mad Rollin was sitting in the Houston spot, but the differential was very, very small. So it's really, really interesting to kind of see it. The script flipped a little. We'll see if Houston can come back. They were definitely a second-half team last time, but then again, what Derby team isn't?
Exactly, and they will send Hot Mess Express to the jam line now up against Supernova once again for Mad Rolling Dolls.
Hot Mess Express leaning heavy on the center of that amoeba of Mad Rollin, but it is going to be Supernova out first. Lead jammer going to Mad Rollin. She's going to reach the pack in the center of the apex, hops through, laterally moves to the outside, and finds an open lane for full 5 points going to Mad Rollin.
That looked like a matter of working hard against not working hard. Hot Mess Express was pumping her wheels, trying to get through the defense of the Mad Rollin Dolls. Meanwhile, Hot Mess Express just stayed on the inside. Meanwhile, Supernova, came through on the outside with ease on that last pass.
So again, yeah, something that I'm sure is incredibly difficult, just made to look so easy.
Exactly.
Jam has come to a conclusion. 8-point jam for Mad Rollin. Up next, we're going to see number 5. That's Hallelujah for Houston. And number 1967, Jocelyn Hell for Mad Rollin. Both jammers opting for the inside line, but who's going to take advantage? And it's going to be Hallelujah. Yep, out first lead jammer. Every time they're that close to the line, are they in? Are they out? Are they in? But mastering the toe stop maneuver on the inside line is Hallelujah. Now on a scoring pass, again, going to the well for that inside line. Didn't quite work out at the beginning of the game, but now seeming to be just wide open.
Hallelujah picks up a 4-point pass, and calls it. So that'll give us now a 17-point lead for Mad Rollin Dolls B team. Looks like they will send number 672 to the jam line. That is LaMarche Madness. And number 221, Lulu Chop It, will be jamming once again for Houston.
Thank you so much to Mixed Hues, another sponsor of Clover Cup 2018. With original skater art and apparel, you can get custom apparel made while you watch at the tournament. You can get names and numbers pressed on site all weekend or at any tournament that Mixed Hues happens to be at.
Here we go, jam number 12 underway. Congeal pack just off the jam line. Now starting to get a little bit of separation. Lulu Chop It getting reset to the back to the Hana jam line.
Lulu Chop It looking for that inside. Knocks down one of her own teammates as she moves through.
She's going to break through on the inside there. Nicely done by Lulu Chop It.
Lulu Chop It taking a tumble, but she's far enough out that there's really nothing Mad Rollin can do. I mean, she could probably roll through the apex and it really wouldn't matter. But she was out far enough, so she's through. Lead jammer going to come around on a scoring pass. Trying again to find that inside, slowly working those toe stops, but is pushed to the inside.
Nice job by Mad Rollin Dolls B team to recycle back up front the waterfall. Those blockers to try to keep Lulu Chop It through, but to the inside, she will find a gap on her knee, getting through there for 5 points.
Star pass complete now to Goldman Smacks. Goldman now wearing the star for Mad Rollin.
Pack starts to move now through turn number 4. Lulu Chop It.
Lulu Chop It doing a points and call scenario, speeding up the pack, going to get as many as she can. But it doesn't look like it's going to be fast enough. Nope. 1 point going to Mad Rollin. Just couldn't quite make it, but that Houston still coming out on top with 7 to Mad Rollin's 1.
And an 11-point game now. Mad Rollin Dolls still in the lead. Second jammer matchup number 65 for Mad Rollin Dolls. That is Blanche Devereaux. And I believe that is M appropriate.
It is. That is M appropriate.
702.
That long, luscious braid.
Exactly. Unmistakable.
I wish I had pretty hair like that.
Me too. We're rolling through on turn number 1 now. M appropriate just pushing on those Mad Rollin Doll blockers. Now tries an outside line. Pass us to crawl through turn number 2. And wow, Blanche Devereaux just flew through. She's going to pick up lead, but M appropriate gets ahead of her. And Blanche Devereaux just waiting for the signal from the bench to call it off, and she does so.
Kings to you, PR. Kings to you. This next jam coming up, going to be brought to us by another one of our sponsors. That's going to be Anabolic Skate. Anabolic Skate Company, trained to reign. Anabolic Gentry Series wheels, which are patented Vanguard urethane paired with a lightweight nylon hub, giving you the speed and grip and edging you need to reign over the competition. I like stuff like that. It's awesome.
It is. Jam underway here. Nat Splat up against Twilight. Of course, Houston in the pink and white. Mad Rollin Dolls B team in the blue and white.
Trying to make her way through the back is going to be Twilight. Twilight looking through the center, finds an opening. Lead jammer going to Houston.
That inside line became wide open rather quickly, and Twilight just strode right through it, while Star Stash there for Nat Splat.
So again, we're kind of seeing this back and forth going between these two teams. These teams very well matched. Some great roller derby going through. A good stacking of blockers there through the apex to prevent that progression. But 3 points is going to be awarded to Houston. So we've got a point differential now of only 8 separating these two teams as we're coming up on the 11-minute mark going into jam number 15 of the last game of the second day of Clover Cup 2018. Yes.
Oh, it's been an exciting day, too. A lot of great action going on here. I think day 3 is going to be just as good, if not better.
Day 3 is always the best day.
Of course.
Day 3 is the day everybody gets pretty.
Exactly.
Or otherwise drinks extra coffee.
Here we go. Jam number 15, Supernova for Mad Rolling Dolls up against Hallelujah for Houston.
Hallelujah, again, looking to go to that inside line. That's a very familiar place. And Mad Rollin's been giving it to her, so she's going to try again. So, and again, here we go through the
and
apex.
there she goes.
Inside line, Hallelujah, lead jammer.
Now both jammers through, though, as Supernova hot on the wheels of Hallelujah. Both jammers now re-approaching the pack. Hallelujah try to go outside. Big hit there, number 273 for the Mad Rolling Dolls, Crystal Ice. Both jammers resetting now back around turn number 2.
Push the inside. Supernova going to be forced to recycle. Able to do so, but it looks like she didn't recycle far enough. Track cut going to Supernova. Power jam opportunity now for Houston.
Hallelujah takes a spill in the middle of the pack.
Right in front of us here at the announcer table. Just kaplunk.
Trying to get back up now, get right back to skating. There she goes. Nice edge out block there, but oh, she's going to pick up a track cut for it. Oh, no, she will not. She will be able to continue. 5 points.
There's a little bit of contention there. OPR saying track cut. Jammer ref saying no pass, no penalty. Jammer ref winning out.
Well, she actually got the full 5 for that. That didn't no pass, no penalty, so.
So she may have already passed that blocker previously in that pass. But
We're
now
not.
a low block being issued to Hallelujah. So we are going to go the full 2 minutes, which 20 seconds left of that. So not too terribly long, but enough time that Supernova can get through, as she does, full 5 points for that first scoring pass.
Just enough to help keep Mad Rolling Dolls in the lead here. 3-point lead as we skate. This jam coming down to the final few seconds. Supernova got to get a few more points there to pad that lead. And she'll do so as the clock runs out. 4 points there for Supernova. So a 9-8 jam in favor of Mad Rolling Dolls B team, 57-48.
So we had 3 points in the pocket for Houston. Hallelujah is standing in the penalty box at the moment. We'll begin that jam in the penalty box. We've got Jocelyn Hell starting this jam unopposed for the moment. So, of course, less than 10 seconds for Hallelujah since she is standing.
Jocelyn Hill trying to take advantage of those precious few seconds to get out front quickly. And there she goes in the inside, lead jammer.
Jocelyn Hell also choosing to take that inside line, saying that, hey, if it's good enough for Hallelujah, it's good enough for me.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
I can do anything better than you?
Exactly. And back on the track now. Hallelujah, but a jam is called. 4 more points picked up there by Jocelyn Hell. And Mad Rolling Dolls now trying to advance that lead a little bit. Still a very slim 61-48 lead. Closing in on 7.5 minutes to go. Jam number 17 up and coming. That is Emma Appropriate wearing the star for Houston. Number 672 for Mad Rolling Dolls. That is LaMarche Madness.
There just seemed to be so much intensity just there on the track. I just kind of wanted to let it, like, settle there for a minute. Like, everybody was real. I mean, everybody's derby
tense.
stance was on
tense.
point.
It was tense indeed. Lead jammer coming out there is LaMarche Madness.
So LaMarche Madness going to be approaching the pack. Blocking, anchored up at the front, or up at the rear of the pack.
And Appropriate was trying to edge the outside of that wall set up by Mad Rolling Dolls, but knocked out of bounds, resets way back in turn number 1. Now this time she's going to blast on through, just button up against the defense in front for Mad Rolling Dolls, but quickly reforming.
Silver Pistol trying to chase LaMarche down, not able to quite get there. Lets her go, reforms. Forearm is the call on number 237 for Mad Rollin, Crystal Ice. And Power Jam now going to Mad Rollin as M Appropriate takes a seat in the penalty box.
A good opportunity here for Mad Rolling Dolls to extend that lead even further. LaMarche Madness now getting stuck a little bit back behind Sprit Eastwood. And good credit to the blockers there for Houston for keeping LaMarche Madness from getting through. Forcing her to call it up, but she did get the full 5 points.
The highest point differential that we've had up until this point is going to be 23 points, and we've managed to whittle that away to at the lowest to 8, and now we're back up to a point differential of 23. So again, we're seeing this yo-yoing just going back and forth. So 23 down to 8, back to 23. I mean, who knows where we're going to be in about 5 minutes when we hit halftime at this point.
Exactly. Up and down, up and down. And here we go, jam number 18, Blanche Devereaux, now on the power start.
One thing that I do know for sure from what we've been watching is Mad Rollin hasn't given up that lead yet.
Not yet. They're not going to do so without a fight. Blanche Devereaux will get through and pick up lead.
So this is Mad Rollin's third lead jammer in a row. Going to Blanche. Blanche going to approach the pack and make contact in the top of the apex and is going to receive a back block penalty. Power jam now for Houston, exactly what M Appropriate wanted to see.
Exactly. And now she's going to circle back around and meet up with the pack awaiting her in turn number 3. Some help from her blockers there to get through on the inside. Nice work by M Appropriate. 5-point scoring pass.
Number 7 for Mad Rollin. Number 750, excuse me, Whiskey Chaser, living up to her name, trying to chase M Appropriate down. Unable to do so. M Appropriate now re-entering the pack as all blockers now have returned to the track. Standing in the penalty box is Blanche Devereaux. Blanche now just being released, will re-enter from the jam line.
Now both teams skating at full strength. Blanche Devereaux tries the edge on the inside as M Appropriate once again getting recycled back to the jam line. Oh, but a track cut going to be called on Blanche Devereaux.
So again, continued power jam for Houston. So far, they've only been able to put up 5 points, though. So credit, of course, definitely going to go to Mad Rollin's defense in this scenario. Star pass now completed and out of the pack to number 21. That's Jekyll and Heidi.
About 15 seconds left in the jam for Jekyll and Heidi to try to get some points for her team. Nice move to the inside, though, right up on the braced wall for Mad Rolling Dolls, trying to push that wall forward to break that engagement zone. But
Jekyll and Heidi attacking that brace, attacking that anchor for Mad Rollin in 273 Crystal Ice. So seeing that contact with her hands and just attacking straight for it. And that's something that Madison did in their previous game with Dallas, just really attacking those links.
Want to thank another great sponsor for 2018 Clover Cup. Adam Skates, the new Viper alloy packages from Adam Skates are the best bang for your buck on the track. Comes with a lifetime warranty on the plate. Your choice of boot and Adam wheels. The price is starting at $269.95. The Adam Viper alloy package. Give it a try.
Ooh, also, Resurrection Skates has a free gift for you when you buy Adam gear. You can stop by their booth for details if you haven't made it out here yet. Who doesn't like free stuff?
Free stuff is awesome.
It's free 99, guys.
Exactly. Back on the track now. Blanche Devereaux started off in the penalty box there. Twilight jamming for Houston, but Blanche will break through for lead.
A little more chasing than we're used to seeing. Bonnie Riot trying to chase down Twilight. Couldn't quite catch her, so Twilight putting the pressure on. Jam is called. 2 more points going to Mad Rollin. So we're back to a 13-point differential. Again, we were sitting at a 23. Now we're down. We were just at an 11-point differential. Now we're at 13.
The roller coaster makes the dip. Will it make the rise and make the dip? Who knows?
I was going to say, I'm getting a little nauseous from all this roller coaster.
I'm feeling a little sick. Looks like Lulu Choppet once again will be wearing that star for Houston.
It's okay, but just like a roller coaster, my adrenaline is like,
yes.
oh my God.
It's going to get so exciting when we hit that big curve.
Lulu Choppett trying to find lane number 2, crushes into Madison's wall, and able to draw them out. Lead jammer through the top of the apex, and power jam now. Forearm going to Nat Splat. Power jam for Lulu Choppett. We are a minute 30 seconds until the period clock expires. So Houston going to try to rack up these points and chip away at that 13-point lift differential.
Nice strong movement by Lulu Choppett just to break through that block right at the end of the pack there and get through to score those 5 points. Now each team losing a block into the penalty box. Lulu Choppett just flying through these packs. She keeps spilling when she gets out, but right back up and right to skating, another 5 points.
Lulu Choppett is going to be the jammer to get the first lead jam in the last 5 jams for Houston, and what great timing for that. We're down to a 3-point differential, but returning to the track is Nat Splat. Nat Splat splatting right into Dropkick Betty, making it through for the initial. So Lulu Choppett checking to see where Nat Splat is and going to go ahead and call it.
Calls it there with about 41 seconds to go on the period clock. So,
and with that, a lead change.
Wow. 78-76. Houston takes the lead. 15-point jam for Lulu Choppett.
To all of you people who went home a little early,
shame on you.
I mean, this is some good stuff.
Y'all watching at home, y'all did it right. Y'all stayed tuned with this. So those who were here who left, oh, we're done. We're going to go home early for the night. You're missing a good game. Come on back.
Come on back. We still got another period of derby for you.
Exactly.
Hot Mess Express wearing the star for Houston Roller Derby. Supernova out first for Mad Rollin. Mad Rollin not liking the idea of losing that lead. Supernova going to try to change that.
Hot Mess Express stashed the star to make it through for her initial. Supernova takes a spill in the apex, furiously calling it off.
Period clock has expired. It is to 0, and we are going to see a lead change back again.
Ooh.
Mad Rollin, 80 points. Houston Roller Derby, 78 as we are going into halftime. PR, the roller coaster's just getting started.
The roller coaster's going. The pendulum keeps swinging. Who's going to take the advantage when it comes down to the end? It's going to be an exciting second half, Shady Hawkins.
It sure is. We've got the swoopy whistle. We're officially at halftime. We're going to take a look at some statistical information to kind of, actually have something to talk about.
Yeah.
And not like this gameplay doesn't give us plenty.
I mean, really.
But we're going to do some numbers for those of you that like numbers, like me.
Numbers.
And we'll be right back in about 7 minutes.
Yep. Stick around.
intersect. On each one I reflect. These lines write my story. These places change me, each one replacing. Like night into morning, I miss the open air, the going anywhere, riding with you, like we used was built to break off the handle. How'd we get to this place? We're leaving everything behind for new and exciting feelings, but I won't leave you. Will everything we know be lost and changed for something new? Only time will tell, but I'll be holding you. 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 Let's slow down. I wanna live right now. I'm not worried, thinking about tomorrow. I'm feeling everything I need from you. It's all I believe in. I know you feel it too. Will everything we know be lost and changed for something new? Only time will tell, but I'll be holding you. 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 As the leaves start.
Welcome back to the second half of Houston Roller Derbies versus Mad Rollin Derbies B team here at Clover Cup 2018. Again, this is the last final game of day 2. I'm Shady Hawkins.
I'm P. Armageddon.
And we've got some numbers for you.
Oh, we do have some numbers.
So right off the bat, the one thing that we want to talk about that we left off on is the fact that we've been riding this roller coaster between these two teams. 23 points has been the maximum differential between these two teams. So neither one of these teams willing to give up more than 23 points to the other, and that is outstanding.
Yes, indeed. Looking at our scoring, Supernova leading the way scoring-wise with 30 points, followed by Lulu Choppet with 24, LaMarche Madness 19, Blanche Devereaux 18, Twilight with 16, Hallelujah with 15, Inappropriate 14, Jocelyn Hale 12. Those are your double-digit scorers so far.
So far right now, overall, though, we're looking at Supernova being the top scorer, Lulu Choppet following closely behind, but Blanche Devereaux with an 80% lead acquisition right now. So penalty counts, they're pretty, right now, they're kind of pretty hit and miss. We weren't able to actually get a look at the official sheet, but with our tracker that we have, there was just this cluster during one of the jams previously, and there's so many like ins and outs. We actually had to take an official timeout to sort it out. So penalty counts are a little kind of wonky right now, but where we're sitting as far as that's concerned, we're looking at about even for both teams, although I do know that it was the Houston box that was the one where that was kind of the revolving door for a little while. So I think it would be safe to say that maybe Houston's a little on the heavier side, but other than that, fairly even on both sides.
Another even stat here is lead jams picked up by both teams. Houston with 10 lead jams, Mad Rollin' Dolls with 11. So I mean that's right at basically even at getting lead jam status.
Exactly. So, again, we're going to walk into this second period of this game almost, with only a 2-point differential currently. Score 78 for Houston Roller Derby. Mad Rollin sitting on top at 80, getting that last-minute lead change at the end of the second period. We are underway right now with Jocelyn Hell wearing the star for Mad Rollin. Hot Mess Express out there for Houston Roller Derby, and it's going to be Hot Mess Express with that RoboCop visor. Lead jammer for Houston.
Jocelyn Hell still mired in the middle of the field here, but Hot Mess Express blazing on through to the inside. First scoring pass complete. She will pick up 5. Jocelyn Hell stashed that star, puts it back on her helmet. As the pack sitting in between turn number 2 and 3. And Hot Mess Express gets up front, calls it, picks up 3 more points, but not to be outdone. 3 points also picked up by Jocelyn Hell.
So we're back to a 3-point differential after that first jam of the second period. And we'd like to take a moment to thank Resurrection Skates. Does your gear need an upgrade? Resurrection Skates has all of your roller derby needs covered. Check us out for protective wear, skate deals, skate mounting, repair, gift cards, and more. And you can find them online as well. I know they have a Facebook available and they have an online store, so you can contact them anytime. They are a local skater-owned and operated shop here out of Dallas, and I'm sure they'd be willing to ship you some goodies.
I'm sure they would. Here we go, jam number 2. Hallelujah for Houston Roller Derby going up against LaMarche Madness for the Mad Rollin' Dolls B team. Mad Rollin' Dolls B team in the blue and white. Houston in the white and pink and black. Pack now coming through turn number 2. Wow, big hit. Hallelujah's blazed through the inside on turn 2. But met up front by number 8990, Frankie Fatale.
And we were talking about that inside line being Hallelujah's friend all throughout the first period. So trying to find it again, but having to kind of scooch over a little bit to that lane 2, but still the inside really kind of on lockdown for Hallelujah.
So nothing and nothing jam here. Score remains 86-83. It's the lineup for jam number 3. Lulu Choppett wearing that star for Houston against number 185 Supernova. Once again jamming for the Mad Rollin' Dolls B team.
Make sure you join us online. We are broadcasting live. You can join us using the hashtag Clover Cup 2018 or the hashtag Talk2 WFTDA.
We'd like to see your tweets, and we'll read some later on if we get a chance. Oh, but a track cut going to be assessed to Lulu Choppett. Coming off of that jam line start. Now we're going to have a power jam for Mad Rollin' Dolls, and lead jammer will go. Oh, no, a track cut also to Supernova.
Right as you say it, then it happens.
Announcer curse held true.
So a little swapperoo going to happen. So, but going out, Lulu Choppett going to be missing a blocker, so a little less offensive assistance. So the pivot Helen Killer sitting in the penalty box as well, and now losing yet another, number 21, Jacqueline Heidi, to the penalty box.
Mad Rollin' Dolls setting up a wall in the front. Lulu Choppett just slams into it. Now tries an outside lane. Cannot get around. Now looks for an inside gap. Trying to stretch those blockers out.
Supernova returning to the track and finding an inside, but picking up a track cut on that inside apex. Didn't quite make it through legally. Going to take a seat. Additional time for a power jam going to Lulu Choppett in Houston.
Lulu now gets up to the front, meets up with the Madison 3 wall. Now busts through again, but now gets, now through the inside. There she goes. 5-point pass there for Lulu Choppett. Conga line there for Houston, letting their jammer go through. Lulu Choppett now to the inside. And there's our Acme Brick. If you're in the house and you see our friend the Acme Brick boy, go tell him hi if you're in house. If not, just wave to him from your house, and he may see you.
Supernova trying to find an opening on the inside. Takes advantage of some penalty confusion on Houston's part, but still picks up a track cut. Going to take a seat. This has just kind of been the the musical chairs penalty box jam.
Seems like we talked about the penalty musical chairs earlier in the first half. Now it seems like seems to be affecting the Mad Rollin' Dolls as it did Houston early on in the first half.
So the reason we mentioned the Acme Brick Boys is because he's walked over and joined in the Apex between turns 1 and 2. We have an event that's happened last night, and it's happening again tonight, where we have a cheering section in-house especially for the officials.
We do.
So we have a team cheering section. They're wearing striped jerseys, and they're awesome. Because we do love our officials. They work extra hard to make sure they're getting it right, especially with, every time the rules change, they have to, make sure that they learn new things, all new, hand signals, new penalty codes, classifications. So we just want to show our appreciation to our officiating team as we get underway with jam number 4.
And we have Hallelujah once again jamming for Houston.
Supernova being trapped in the box, so going to continue.
Power start, yes, and she will be lead jammer. Yes, Hallelujah. And now Supernova being released from the penalty box. And meets up violently with the Houston defense.
Supernova taking the star off of her helmet, but of course that doesn't necessarily mean anything anymore. But we are going to see a back block going to Supernova. I kind of saw that from, we're pretty far away, but I think I saw that as she took that helmet cover off and entered the track. She just went right into the back of one of Houston's skaters. I couldn't tell exactly who it was, but yep, definitely picking up the back block, making this a power jam for Hallelujah. And
Hallelujah gets one of her blockers back and then calls it off to freeze Supernova in the penalty box once again. So she'll once again start this jam in the penalty box. It's like a timeout, team timeout going to be called here by Mad Rollin' Dolls. And we would like to thank another great sponsor for 2018 Clover Cup, Mixed Hues. Mixed Hues has original skater art and apparel here on site. They're a really great company. Get custom apparel made while you watch the tournament. Get name and numbers pressed on site all weekend. I want to thank Mixed Hues. Also want to talk about RollerCon.
A thing that actually I've never been to.
Same here. I've never been to RollerCon.
I keep hearing these amazing, wonderful things, and I want to go, but I'm also terrified because it's just so much stuff.
It's so much. It's July 24th to 29th this year in wonderful Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you get a chance to go. 'Cause I can't go this year, so just tell me your experience so that way I can know if I can finally make it next year.
You should go to RollerCon so that I can live vicariously through you.
Yes, exactly. It's so many things, so many just scrimmage games, mashup games. There's clinics. There's all kind of stuff for every position in Derby. There's skater clinics. There's official clinics. There's even announcer clinics.
There's announcer clinics.
Yes, there is. Everything you want to learn about the sport of roller derby, you can learn at RollerCon.
So, in other words, what you're saying is that someone out there who is thinking about going to RollerCon should totally go to RollerCon in my place because that's awesome.
And there should be two of them that go one in your place, one in my place.
Okay, awesome. Good call.
And we're back to skating here. Jam number 5. It looks like Supernova still in the penalty box there on the power start. Emma Appropriate jamming for Houston.
Penalty box is now empty. Supernova acquiring 3 penalties in just this second period, and 2 of them at least in this last jam. So we're probably going to be looking for a star pass here soon. Jocelyn Hell out there wearing the pivot stripe on the inside, and it looks like they're trying to make it happen, but maybe.
And through on the inside, there goes Supernova. Makes her initial pass.
Trixie. Just because they put Jocelyn Hell out there doesn't mean she's going to take a star pass.
Exactly. That's how you fake people out. Jam's going to get called off there. No points on that pass for either team. So looks like Houston will sit at an even 100. Mad Rollin' Dolls beat team 83. Just under 23 minutes left to go, heading into jam number 6 here in our second half. You are watching the 2018 Clover Cup here at the NYTEX Sports Center in North Richland Hills, Texas. Brought to you by the Dallas Derby Devils. I'm P. Armageddon.
I'm Shady Hawkins, and that last jam was our only jam with no penalties.
Oh, 0-0 jam. No points for you.
For this period.
Come back 30 seconds.
Come back 30 seconds. Story may change. As it has been all night.
Exactly. The yo-yo keeps going. Penalty assister number 200 for Houston, Lisa Lava. Jammers for this jam are Twilight and LaMarche Madness. LaMarche Madness through on the outside. Picks up lead jammer for Mad Rollin' Dolls B team.
First lead for Madison in this half. First lead in 6 jams for Madison. So Houston extending that lead from halftime. We thought at first, you know, there was going to be a little bit of momentum there from Mad Rollin, but Houston coming out with as the ones really pushing forward with the scoring drive.
That was a 4-0 jam there in favor of Mad Rollin Dolls.
I really love the display of Ha Ha Funny from Hot Mess and Nat Splat just then, who are both on the line for their respective teams. A little playful slap fight on the jam line.
Got to have a little fun when you line up out there. It can't always be serious.
Oh, of course not.
No.
But Derby serious business, though.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes.
Super serious.
Yes.
I'm super serial, guys.
I'm super serious. Jam number 7, Nat Splat up against aforementioned said Hot Mess Express.
Hot Mess Express toying with the idea of whether or not she wanted to come in. Did safely re-enter the track. Lead jammer now going to Nat Splat. Nat Splat going to re-enter the pack at turn number 1 as Hot Mess on a star stash. Now out from the initial pass, rather. Forearm penalty being issued
to somebody.
I believe
a blocker for Houston.
That's number 200, Lisa Lava, going to take that forearm penalty and sit.
I believe that's her second penalty of the jam, I believe.
Of the jam?
Of that jam. She got one early on, I believe, and she got another one at the end.
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you're
so
correct.
That's 2 on that jam.
But we're not official, so we don't know for sure.
So we can't tell you exactly, but we could just say we think it is.
Yes. Only 8 points being scored by both of these teams in the last 2 jams, or last 4 jams, excuse me.
Jocelyn Hell up against Hallelujah. Jocelyn Hell quickly through, picking up lead there for Mad Rollin Dolls.
So Jocelyn Hell now beginning with the star. So we see Jocelyn Hell out there as a pivot often. Hallelujah taking the star off and reaching, and star pass complete. No, star pass incomplete. It is illegal. Still pivot is going to be number 751. So 751 is Hot Assets. Hot Assets was not the jammer of record.
But jam is called off. 5 points picked up there by Jocelyn Hell. And looks like we have a stoppage coming. Team timeout going to be called by Houston. This team timeout brought to you by Ben Hogan Sports Medicine. Sometimes when athletes give the game their all, they give more than intended. With Texas Health's Ben Hogan Sports Medicine, there's no need to sweat. A team of sports medicine physicians, physical therapists, and athletic trainers will help you get back in the game. Give them a call at 1-877-THR-WELL or visit them online at texashealth.org/Ben Hogan.
Ben Hogan, one of the medical staff for Dallas as well, and a sponsor for Dallas as well. So again, we want to thank our local sponsors for extending that generosity to Clover Cup 2018 as a WFTDA recognized tournament that's supporting all of these teams, not just Dallas. So thank you to all of our sponsors. We also want to thank all of the sponsors and others who have joined us in our vendor village, to include Sydney Massage. Have you been sitting in the bleachers all day and your back and shoulders are not feeling so great, or if you just finished a game?
I've been sitting in this chair a lot today, so I'm starting to feel a little rough.
I mean, I went over there and I got 30 minutes worth of work done on me, and it was amazing.
Well, I'm sure it was.
So even if you can't partake in Sydney Massage, who's with us here in-house, massage does wonders for the body, so make sure you reach out to your local massage therapist. They are amazing.
Here we go. Power start for Mad Rollin Dolls. March Madness with the star. And scoots on through the inside and will be your lead jammer.
That's their 4th lead jammer in a row. Mad Rollin starting to close that differential. 3 points separating these 2 teams as of right now.
Could very well change on this pass as LaMarche Madness fighting for every single point. It's a very, very tenacious Houston defense.
And pushed to the outside.
But she will pick up points as she calls off that jam from the outside. Looks like 5 points, full 5-point pass. So we do have a lead change here, Shady Hawk. It's 102-100.
We sure do. So that would be the, I believe, 3rd lead change. Yep, 3rd lead
That
change in this game.
And we're lining up here for jam number 10. It's like Mad Rollin Dolls will send Nat Splat back to the jam line up against Lulu Chop It for Houston. Once again, Houston in the white, black, and pink. Mad Rollin Dolls B team in the black, blue, and white.
And out first is going to be Nat Splat lead jammer for Madison. Madison wanting to extend that newly acquired lead. But right behind her is going to be Lulu Choppet. A very quick points and call. 4 points for Madison, increasing that lead to 6 points. And I have been corrected by our fantastic, amazing, spectacular producer.
Wonderful.
Adam Baum, who is the creator of the stats tracking system that we are using for Clover Cup. And
Yes.
it is a thing of beauty.
It is.
And but I have been corrected. There is an anomaly. There have been 4 lead changes, not 3. There are 4.
So now we're back. Looks like full strength as we start jam number 11. Blanche Devereaux with the star for Mad Rollin' Dolls up against M Appropriate for Houston.
Haven't seen Blanche Devereaux very often this second period, which is interesting considering her statistical prowess of acquiring lead jammer as
did it
she
again.
does
There you go.
again. So, and now Blanche Devereaux having the highest scoring jam, or has the highest scoring jam for Mad Rollin' of 13 points.
She'll try to match that now as Inappropriate takes off the star, looking to get around the Madison defense in the back. But there goes Blanche Devereaux, 5-point scoring pass. Both jammers now look to re-engage the pack coming out of turn number 2. Blanche Devereaux just bulldozing through. Found a way through around for a scoring pass once again, picking up 5 and immediately calls it as she looks around and Inappropriate's right on her back hip. So now a 16-point advantage after a 10-point jam there. 116 and 100. Mad Rollin' Dolls B team with the lead.
We've just passed the 16-minute, 42-second mark as we're going to go into jam number 12 of this second period of this game, Houston Roller Derby, the knockouts. And Mad Rollin' Dolls B team, Houston Roller Derby in white with pink. Mad Rollin', the B team, in blue with white. These two teams have put on a phenomenal school in what roller derby is supposed to look like.
They have, and we have a jammer penalty called on Jocelyn Hell. Forearm is the call. So a power jam now for Houston, much needed right now to close that gap, and lead jam now will go to Twilight.
So, and I haven't seen, these teams have been playing at the same intensity from jam 1 all the way to jam number 12 of the second period. A real treat to be able to see that kind of B team level really rise, because a lot of these skaters, like we were saying before, kind of double dip and they play double duty. Some are on the A team as well, so and they're rostered jointly. But at the same time, though, it just goes to show that just because there's a B after the name of the team, that doesn't mean that they don't know what they're doing.
Exactly. That doesn't mean anything less or anything compared to like an A team or an all-star team. These B teams fight just as hard. And you're seeing it right here on the track. Jocelyn Hell dancing on the outside, staying in bounds. Now on the inside track, makes her initial pass. Twilight now on a scoring pass, picks up 5 and calls it. That was a 5-point pass there now, keeping Mad Rollin' Dolls off the board, 116 to 105.
That was the first lead jam for Houston since jam number 5 of this second period.
Wow.
And Mad Rollin' holding them to 5 points. But again, here we go with the yo-yoing differential. Number 672, LaMarche Madness, wearing the star for Mad Rollin'.
And then it's number 808, Hot Mess Express, once again jamming for Houston. LaMarche Madness, wow, just pumped through that pack.
So fighting hard, but Silver Pistol.
She might have a either an injury or an equipment malfunction.
Nope,
Can't
we are
tell.
sitting in the penalty box.
Okay, but we do have a couple of blockers in the penalty box now, but LaMarche Madness back in, but lead jam will go to Hot Mess Express.
Hot Mess Express taking advantage of that penalty confusion. Contact made as both jammers turn around the apex.
Hot Mess Express now just throwing shoulders into that Mad Rollin' Dolls wall, now leaning in. Is going to break through. Scoring pass complete for 4 points. But she'll lose her pivot as number 751 heads to the penalty box. Hot Assets.
Hot Assets receiving a pack-oriented penalty for that. Not sure if it was a failure to reform or destruction. The angle was off.
And jam is called. 4 points picked up there by Houston. 8-4 jam. Houston will take that one, and now we have a 7-point differential, Shady Hawkins.
I needed to breathe. I've been holding my breath for a
Yes.
little while because this back and forth is just so intense. And I know we make it sound, this is roller derby. This is the way it goes. But sometimes it really is.
It really is
the way
tense.
roller derby goes. It
Yes.
gets it's tense and it's back and
Yes.
forth. And sometimes you just forget to breathe. So, all right. 7-point differential between these two teams as Hallelujah finding the inside line yet again.
Inside line was wide open for Hallelujah. She went through for lead, but not to be outdone. Nat Splat following close behind, but meets up with the Houston defense now as Hallelujah skates through, just bobs and weaves and finds an inside line for 4 points.
Shoulder check.
Wow.
Straight from Bonnie Riot. I mean, I heard that hit from all the way over here.
And Hallelujah calls that jam off mid-pack. 1 point picked up there by Mad Rolling Dolls. 2 for Hallelujah on that last pass. 6-5 jam now. 125-119. Madison with the lead. Looks like Lulu Choppet once again will be wearing that star for Houston. 65 Blanche Devereaux up there once again for Mad Rolling Dolls B team.
Lulu Choppet currently, as far as points acquisition, 34 points total in this game. So Lulu Choppet, the top points earner thus far.
And Blanche Devereaux will break through for lead.
Blanche still maintaining the highest lead acquisition percentage out of any jammer from either team.
Oh, hot slice through the pipe there. Lulu Choppet. Jam is called off. Both teams going to come away with 3 points.
So even though she's maintaining this percentage, so that was the first time that she's gotten lead because she did miss one. So it's the first time she's gotten lead since jam number 11, it looks like, of this second period. So it's been a few jams. So and then there was one that was missed. So, but still, that level of effectiveness, even though maybe not the top point scorer, within 6 points. So, I would definitely have to say, Blanche Devereaux, a very formidable jammer in the arsenal
very
of Mad
effective,
Rollin.
very formidable jammer. Now here, jam number 16, Supernova up against Emma Appropriate.
Emma Appropriate with 14 points to her credit. Going to try to find the inside line. Is closed down by Mad Rollin. Is pushed through, and lead jammer going to Emma Appropriate with a little bit of an assist there from Jacqueline Heidi on the inside with that extra push to get her through the apex.
Got to get by with a little help from your friends.
So going to try to find that inside line. Has to recycle back around through the apex.
Meanwhile, Supernova up front just working on that brace to wall set up by Houston. They're digging deep, trying to keep her back.
Multiplayer block is the penalty. Dropped oh so quietly to Jacqueline Heidi.
Now Houston trying to bridge to keep that pack together, but they had to let her go. Another penalty assessed to another Houston blocker.
Emma Appropriate going to go ahead and call that jam off as Supernova approaches the back of the pack. We have at 10 minutes left in period 2, 2-point game.
2-point game, 128-126.
If you're watching at home and you're as excited as we are, please join us online by using the hashtags, hashtag Clover Cup 2018, as well as the hashtag #2 WFTDA. We love hearing from you guys and hearing how excited you are about close, amazing games like this. So share in our excitement and join us online as we are ready to go. Jam number 17, Twilight wearing the star for Houston, Jocelyn Hell wearing the star for Mad Rollin, and it's Jocelyn Hell out for lead jammer for Mad Rollin.
Nice work there by Mad Rolling Dolls defense there. The blockers keeping Twilight at bay no matter where she goes. She runs into a blue and black uniformed skater. There's Jocelyn Hell through for 5.
Jocelyn Hill making her 5th lead jammer acquisition for her.
Jocelyn Hell kind of moved one of her teammates out of the way, said, I need to go. And she does make it through 4-5.
It's like, you're my teammate. I'm just going to push
It's
you.
like, you don't need to be in my way. I need to get through to score points.
It's like, so sorry.
That's okay.
Don't worry, I'll buy you tacos later.
Exactly. Tacos. And Jocelyn Hell going to be called for a back block. So it looks like a power jam here for Houston.
Blocking with the head now being assessed to Mad Rollin's pivot. I believe that was Crystal Ice, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct, Crystal Ice. Meanwhile, Twilight now working in a power jam situation, getting reset back into turn number 4. Nice recycle here by Goldman Smacks.
So now here we're going to see Houston on the power jam trying to close that differential. Again, not a very big one, only 12 points, and 10 of those 12 points were scored in this jam. So it's definitely possible. Star pass now complete. Hot Assets wearing the star for Houston. So we are going to go the full 2 minutes, 22 seconds left in this jam. So Houston, Hot Assets getting
a low blocker call there on Hot Assets.
So a fall into the back almost of that Mad Rollin wall. Going to draw that penalty. 5 points on the board for Mad Rollin. So we're going to see that lead extend back out.
And that jam comes to its natural conclusion. No more points scored. So, as you said, Shady, 15-point jam there for Mad Rollin Dolls. Then now the lead extends out to 13.
Houston did score 4 points in that jam before Hot Assets went to the penalty box. So points on their part as well. Only a 9-point increase on Mad Rollin's side. Right now we're going to have a power start from Mad Rollin. LaMarche Madness going to take on the challenge of that power start.
Both teams in a full complement of blockers as we start jam number 18.
Can't help but notice Hot Mess Express wearing the pivot stripe for Houston, since Hot Assets is in the penalty box wearing the star.
And LaMarche Madness ducks to the outside, able to extend over a fallen Houston skater and pick up lead.
So that was Hot Mess Express actually out front.
She fell small, and LaMarche Madness just stepped over her and said, I'm going to keep going and earn lead. But now Houston, the brace 2-wall +1 now trying to bridge to keep that pack together.
And it looks like they are going to attempt a star pass. And it is successful. Hot Mess Express right in front of us. Perfect star pass on the outside. Now jamming for Houston.
Fast moving pack now going into turn number 1. LaMarche Madness looks for an outside lane. She will get through. And she'll call it off as Hot Mess Express still with star in hand. So it looks like a 5-point pass there for Mad Rollin Dolls B team.
No one going to be in the box at the beginning of this jam. We're going to start this out full complement, both jammers, all blockers, and I think we're so used to seeing that penalty box at least have somebody in it that the track looks a little crowded right now with everybody on it.
It does. We're not used to seeing a
but
full
that's
complement of
how
skaters.
it should be.
Exactly. That's what we like to see. Everybody out there skating.
80 wheels. Whistle is off. Hallelujah wearing the star for Houston. Nat Splat for Mad Rollin. Nat Splat trying to find the inside, gets shuffled to the outside. Hallelujah almost inadvertently pushing Nat Splat through and going to pick up a forearm penalty for that push on Nat Splat. Nat Splat now the only jammer on the track.
And working her way through the pack now in turn number 1 is Nat Splat. She's leaning on a couple of Houston blockers there. Oh, keeps it in on the inside. Nice toe stop work. Picks up lead. Jammer does Nat Splat.
Silver Pistol just not quite finishing the block all the way to the line and really getting her to the inside. So able to get through Nat Splat. So, but we're going to try it again. And now this time all the way through to the inside. Silver Pistol able to get her in, but she does go out herself.
So Nat Splat now right back up to the front of the field. And both jammers now on track as we see Hallelujah back in play.
So Hallelujah moving laterally to the inside of the track, finds an opening in lane 3.
She'll lose a blocker on a multiplayer block. That is Ruby Ridicule.
Ruby Ridicule picking up a direction penalty.
It's like 5 points there. A full 5-point pass picked up there by Nat Splat. That'll extend that Madison lead now to 153-30.
Right now, we're sitting at a 23-point differential, which is the most number of points these two teams have been separated this entire game. So right now, we could very well see, if Mad Rollin does pick up lead, we could see the biggest point differential that we've seen all game long. And I think that would really indicate kind of the attitude and the headspace that Mad Rollin is in right now.
And now that we're under 4 minutes to go, that time starting to tick away to be the enemy of Houston, but they're going to go through with lead jammer right now. Lulu Chop It through for lead.
Lulu Chop It feeling that pressure, seeing how close or how far away Mad Rollin was moving through. Mad Rollin star pass now. First time receiving it is going to be Hell Woods.
Lulu Chop It now just working through, scoring pass complete. She will earn 4.
So Lulu Chop It going to trust her blockers.
Hell
Going to go
Woods,
through for at least one more pass as Hellwoods gets through for 4 points.
and Lulu now just leaning onto the congealed pack, going through the apex of 3 and 4. Lulu Chop It just trying to dance around the last few blockers up front. Hell Woods just comes in hot. Forearm penalty going to be assessed to one of the blockers for Mad Rollin' Dolls. Meanwhile, Lulu Chop It through for a 4-point pass.
4 more points on the board. So Houston Roller Derby, 8 points right now. 4 points going to Mad Rollin', whistle blowing. Second whistle being blown.
So we're waiting a penalty assessed. Oh, to the jammer, Lulu Chop It for Houston.
Back block going to Lulu Chop It. Not what Houston wanted right now. Power jam for Mad Rollin' and Hell Woods. Hell Woods able to put 5 points up on the board. It's a no pass, no penalty, but she did already pass that blocker when she was in the pack, so she does get the full points. So she was just able to continue on. So we're going to see all offense now from Madison.
Hell
One
Woods
more
just staying
blocker
upright
left.
and outside. Wow, nice job by Hell Woods.
Helen Killer just not quite able to get all the way to that outside line to push Hell Woods outside.
It's the kind of jam right now that Mad Rollin' Dolls is needing. Hell Woods trying to help extend that lead with time taken away to 2 minutes left on the game clock.
So when we now have officially the largest point differential between these two teams with this scoring run and the power jam from Mad Rollin', Jan's going to come to a natural conclusion. We're going to get a final count on that. And it looks like we are going to have an official review asked for by Houston Roller Derby. So we're going to, while we're finding out what's going on with that official review, just going to wait to make sure all the points are accounted for, to make sure that we're correct in this. But yes, we are sitting at a minute and 50 seconds left on the period clock. We're going to be going into jam number 21. And we're sitting here at a 26-point differential. So this is the most these two teams have been separated. 11-point jam by Houston, 14-point jam by Madison.
Whew, a lot of stuff going on here. Let's take a slight break from the action we've been mentioning all weekend long. If you want to join us in the conversation online, use our hashtags, hashtag CloverCup2018, hashtag TalkToWFTDA. See a couple of nice tweets here. Dave Schrader tweeting, "I need to stop using my cowbell while watching from home."
Might
they be cheering for Mad Rollin' Dolls?
You know,
team?
here's how you solve that problem. You just invite the neighbors over.
Exactly.
Just invite the neighbors over. I mean, if they're not watching roller derby, something is clearly critically wrong here.
And we have a tweet from Mad Rollin' Dolls themselves. A-team stoked to cheer on our B team, and then I mentioned this stream live on WFTDA.tv.
And is that Hammer Abby?
I believe that is Hammer Abby. It does look like her in that picture. Hey, Hammer.
That's such a lovely photo of you.
Yes, it is. Here's another one from about an hour ago by Lumberjerk. Y'all got to stop icing jammers when they get their penalty on the initial pass, especially when you're down. So throwing a little strategy out there.
I mean, I can't disagree.
Yeah.
So especially if they're on the initial pass, I mean, you've got basically a freebie, right? So I mean, they still haven't made it out. They're gonna have to redo it. So and you're gonna have some time. So why not use that time to your advantage? So. Icing the jammer is a really good idea when they've got a lot of momentum going and they've got a lot of, oomph under their belt. They've got that adrenaline going and they're like, "Woo, yeah, this is we're doing a great thing. We're really, really, moving the game along." So when they've got momentum like that, that's when you want to shut them down. You want to be like, "Oh, you think you're going to go on?" No. But we do have official review results, and we'll give those to you in just a moment. But we are back to the Derby action. Jocelyn Hell wearing the star for Mad Rollin' and Hot Mess Express for Houston Roller Derby. Hot Mess Express out, but is not lead. Jocelyn Hell did earn lead first. Going to call it off before Hot Mess Express can do any damage. We're going to reset. And PR, I believe you were just gifted with knowledge.
Yes, Houston would call the official review, trying to get an additional penalty on the Mad Rollin' Dolls jammer. They claim the jammer might have come into the penalty box a little too aggressively. After the review, the no call on that portion of it stood. The penalty on the jammer stood. The second penalty was not called. That no call stood. So Houston lost official review.
Gotcha. Wonderful. So I did see the penalty box manager, PD, come into the center, so that makes sense. And out first going to be Hallelujah. Hallelujah lead jammer.
Working now under a minute on the period clock, so we very well could be our last jam here of the game. Still about a minute 44 on the jam clock.
Hallelujah push to the inside. by Bonnie Riot. Bonnie Riot closing that door, and
Hallelujah. Got through, fell down, got up, fell down again. That allowed the jammer, LaMarche Madness, to get through for Madison. 4 points, and now the jam is called. Team timeout going to be called here.
so yep, we are going to have a team timeout. This timeout going to be called, it looks like, by Houston Roller Derby. So we will have a final jam.
So one more jam to wrap up day 2 here to 2018, the Clover Cup. It's been a great day 1, a great day 2, and it's going to be a great or even better day 3. We're here live all weekend at the NYTEX Sports Center here in North Richland Hills, Texas. Of course, 2018 Clover Cup hosted by the Dallas Derby Devils. So as we said all game long, Shady Hawkins, looking at that point differential, we're now still at 26, our largest point differential so far. Bouncing back and forth all game long from as little as 2 to as big as 26.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I just love this. Like, this is such a great way to end a day of intense roller derby.
It is.
With an equally intense game. Both teams standing on their benches as this timeout comes to a close.
That's a great show of respect for what's been happening on the track here, how great of a game this has been between these two teams.
Absolutely. So this definitely setting the tone going into tomorrow for sure. Mad Rollin looking like they're in a good spot, but Hot Mess Express out there has been known to put up some points. Jocelyn Hell trying to find the inside, but Hot Mess coming out first. So now the name of the game for Houston is containment.
Exactly.
If they can keep Jocelyn Hell contained, then they have an opportunity to potentially get real close, if not tie this. Because, I mean, a 26-point jam is definitely possible. We've seen it, but Hot Mess is going to go ahead and call it off.
So that will leave us with an unofficial final score right now, 171 to 147. Mad Rollin Dolls B team looks like they will come away with the victory.
So with B team games, of course, being regulation, scoring as far as differentials for sanctioning purposes and rankings, of course, doesn't really matter. But I do know that, everybody has their goals. And
yes.
I think Mad Rollin had an excellent showing today, winning their game, winning both of their games today.
They did.
So, congratulations to Mad Rollin as the score becomes final, and we have a swoopy whistle. Mad Rollin Dolls B team 171, Houston Roller Derby, the knockouts 147. I mean, can everybody just breathe with me?
Exactly.
We'll just deep breathe in.
Such an intense game, such an intense way to bring day 2 to a close. And now both teams, of course, doing their celebratory handshakes here. Mad Rollin Dolls B team celebrating the victory, hard-fought victory, but also a hard-fought game by the Houston Roller Derby Knockouts B team.
Super excited. Everybody here on the track, Mad Rollin's A team, of course, trackside to congratulate their B team teammates. So we're super, super thrilled to close today on this note because tomorrow it continues.
It does. At 10 a.m., we have our first game, and that is going to be Houston up against Rocky Mountain in our consolation bracket, followed at noon by Dallas versus Calgary in the other consolation bracket semifinal. The winners of those games will meet for 3rd and 4th place. Then at 2 p.m., we'll have Mad Rollin Dolls versus Dallas's B team, followed at 4 p.m. by our 3rd place game, which will be the winners of those 2 consolation semifinal games. And then at 6 p.m., the championship game, 2018 Clover Cup, Sacramento and Mad Rollin Dolls.
I'm really, really super excited for tomorrow of Derby because a lot of these teams, like I said, a lot of these teams have goals, and a lot of these teams, for rankings purposes, have very specific goals that they want to meet, especially regarding differentials and making sure that they're in a nice, solid, sweet spot to try and clinch those top 24 spots. So it's been a great day of roller derby. We're going to have an even better day tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us on broadcast at WFTDA.tv or on YouTube for the Dallas Derby Devils YouTube. I've been Shady Hawkins.
I'm still P. Armageddon.
And we will see you tomorrow for Day 3 of Clover Cup 2018. Good night, everybody.